Hi guys, Ken Chigbo, aka KenFX3, back with another market update on behalf of the BluFX team. Now, before I get onto the charts, just want to say in terms of the theme, what we're seeing right now, you may have seen at the open, okay, at the open on Sunday in Asia, a lot of safe haven flows driving into the dollar, flows driving into the yen. Gold prices remain somewhat supported at the moment. The riskier FX currencies, AUD, NZD, CAD, GP, all been slammed under pressure on this risk-off trading, this safe haven flow. Now, why is that? Well, reports coming out of, intelligence reports from the United States that was conducted by Homeland Security, suggesting that China have concealed or were concealing the coronavirus. Okay. Also that they were stocking up on medical supplies for themselves in the case of this outbreak and not exporting medical supplies. So just stocking up for themselves, which has sparked quite a bit of outrage from US officials. Now this goes on further from the foundations that were laid by Trump last week. Do you remember? Trump threatened fresh tariffs on China. Okay, because he wasn't happy with the coronavirus situation. He knows he's, potentially jeopardized his chances of, not that he's not going to win, but they're jeopardized at the moment because heading into the elections for the United States in November. So he needs someone to blame. So he wanted an investigation into China, and so has he got it. So it's resulted in, again, tensions are bubbling up once again between US and China. Maybe fresh trade wars, like we had before. It drove big flights into safe haven, particularly through 2019. Let's take a look at the charts here quickly. I'm not going to go over everything, just going to skim over a few points with a Dixie. On Friday, we formed this somewhat of a double bottom area. 1, 2, 3 bottom here, okay? So triple bottom area. Just want to show you on a 4 hour. Obviously, you have this gap area where we've pushed to the upside on those reports from US intelligence. Keep an eye, there's a barrier around this 99.50 area, just a bit of a psychological resistance. If we break that down, if the bulls were able to break that down, then you'd expect a further amount of pressure on the dollar's peers across the board. Euro, quite interesting to take a look at the daily. I'm just going to remove these arrow updates just to keep it clean for you to see. So Euro, what we've done is we've hit a bit of a top area, okay, with these highs mid-April. Formed on Friday somewhat of a potential evening star formation. If we get a closure below that, then that's a confirmation that we're likely to head further to the downside. Gold prices. I want to show you the weekly quickly on gold. Again, gold's been supported by a safe haven flow. It remains elevated because of all the, the situation at the moment economically. Coronavirus, the impact it's having on data points, this potential US and China thing. You can see that there was resistance at this 75 area. We'd squeezed a breakout here. Okay, pushed above further, retested, and now it does make way for further upside. So do keep an eye on that at the moment for gold. It does still look set for some further push to the north. We've got this near-term ascending trend line as well. It's been in place since April. GU, similar to its counterpart in Europe, euro dollar, bit of a top area there with the mid-highs, highs seen mid-April. Keep an eye, there's a potential, this high here is a few pips higher hit than this one produced on the 30th of April. So it does still mark a potential head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Neckline is ascending trend line, to see how we respond down here around the mid 123 region. And lastly, just wanted to point out Aussie dollar. We've got an ascending channel structure here, potential even bearish flag. Okay, here's all your pole, here's your consolidation, you push to the north, and which we're edging for a breakout at the moment. If we can maintain a closure below that, then it looks set for some further downside. Okay, after it had been enjoying some pumping since sort of the back end of March. So do keep an eye on that. Could serve well for seeing some further moves to the south. On the weekly, last week, that could be seen as a shooting star formation. So this week, a closure below that will confirm a reversal of this upside trend that we've seen, and perhaps, heading all the way back down and to this next major area, the major area of support, which where we commenced our push to the north. Couldn't get my words out there. So guys, that's everything that we're looking at the moment in terms of the fundamental tone. There's a few events to be aware of this week. We've got the Bank of England rate decision. We've also got the RBA rate decision. So expect some respective volatilities there for the domestic currencies, and a couple of key data points out of the US. Well, big non-farm payrolls. Again, it's lost its significance given the weekly jobless claims that we've seen now. And we've also got Canadian labour market data. Other than that, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your trading week.